Alright guys, give me 2 minutes. Alright, hello, how are we doing? Good to see you guys. Thanks for a little bit of patience, just while I got some things started today. Getting a couple things sorted out and so on. And, yeah, we should be able to, get rolling. Ready to start off, kick off, and get into some StarCraft. Hell yeah. Another night day of WardiTV content. Hell yeah. We just, sorry, I've been a little bit rushed this morning, which is my bad. Qualifier today, though. Bracket's looking fun. Who should we jump into? During night? I feel like all the good matches are actually over on, Geralt Persal, actually. Geralt Persal might be fun. Geralt Persal starts off. Well, we'll start off there, and we'll see where we get to, and all the rest of it. So yeah, that's what's going on and happening. Appreciate you guys dropping by and being here right from the start. Like I said, just gonna take a couple moments to get some things sorted, but we should be able to get going nice and early on today. Just waiting for the Geralt Persal series to veto. Perfect. Perfecto. Alright guys, sorry again, thanks for the patience with me while we get things underway. Throwing out a couple of players and stuff like that, so we'll be able to get going soon though. I guess waiting for an invite. Sorry, I'll just finish up a couple of things that I've got going on. Perfect. Playline's going to be our first map of the day, guys. Again, thanks for a little bit of patience. Looks as though we're going to be good to go into our first match of the qualifier. Everything's best of 3 today. Alright, we're counting down, so we're going to kick this off. We're going to get this going. Get ourselves into play the next few moments and get some StarCraft 2 on the way. Perfect. Thank you guys for the patience. Let's jump into ley lines, as we're going to have game number 1 of this best of 3. Coming up here between Geralt and Persal. In the top right side, we're going to start things off with the red Protoss player, Geralt. Will there be more invites? Yeah, great question. I don't know yet. Still yet to be determined, basically, so try and figure out. Yeah, not 100% sure for now. I think we'll probably do more a couple more spots from the qualifiers further down the line. So probably Sunday's qualifier will have 4 qualifying spots instead of just 2, and then we'll do invites based on people who played in qualifiers or showed interest, etc., but didn't make it. I think is usually a pretty fair way of going about things. Alright guys, let's get this one started up, as we have in the top right hand side a little Corona boost onto the Nexus. Probes coming up, Assimilator coming down, and Geralt in the upper right playing the Protoss. In the bottom left, our blue Terran is going to be Persal, and we get ourselves into our first game of the day. Best of 3 action coming on through. Looking forward to it. Should be good. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Alrighty. How's everyone feeling out in the chat? How's everyone doing? Hope everyone is doing great. I appreciate you guys. As we get a few moments of early game scouting done, the probe comes across to see a bit of what's going on. Check to see what's up. Let's see if he gets there. The probe gets chased. As we get shoved on out of there for a couple moments. And yeah, Factory coming through, CC coming up, Craft coming in, Nexus building. I won't get an Adept continue to come about. Let's just continue to Corona boost along. So this probe coming about, I'm going to be heading up in toward the main base over the next few moments. A couple of Hellions coming through, the starport on the way. Had a Twilight Council in from Geralt as well. Adept just going to shade up toward the main base as a couple of those Hellions continue to come on through. Again, we get the starport finishing up. As our Twilight Council finishes as well, we'll be able to see just where we are going to. Over these next few moments, we get ourselves the Adept, the Stalker, both coming across. And settling into the front as our Hellions would like to move out, but the Hellion and the Adept and the Stalker together obviously make that difficult. And Percival takes way too many shots there. He just gets away from the Hellion, from the Adept, sorry, which means the Hellion lives, but it doesn't get repaired well enough. Should have gone to the main. But the hurt one perhaps is. This is annoying because now you're losing STVs here in the natural that you were never really meant to lose. And you're taking damage that was really never meant to be done either. So, not ideal in the slightest, these Hellions. Another one goes down, so if you had any intention of using multiple Hellions to be aggressive, that's gone. You can get a couple more hits on that Stork. I don't think it would have gone if he was hitting it properly from the start. So, yeah. There we go. Oh, we just have our probe still moving about. Again, Cloaking coming up, the Banshee and so coming online as well. Take a couple of moments. Sorry guys, FPS dropping 1 sec while I just tab out. Alright, we're just going to be seeing our robot facility continuing through. Robot Bay and the Forge continue to come up, add a gateway on, and quite a few Stalkers here from Geralt on the other side. Have their blinks, they're going to try and slow down any advancement from Persal here in the early stages. This is just walkover time, guys, so I'll just be a moment or two while I sort that out as well quickly, and then we really should be done being distracted for the early stages here today, at least. I think we are going to be good. Looking okay. The end of it all as we get set. And wait to see what we do next. Just going to see a couple of Stalkers. Still trying to intercept, but the Banshees are hitting. And this Banshee in the natural is already doing so much damage. That is absolutely brutal. 10 workers going down. Tanks still sieging. The Marines still stepping up. Another tank going to siege as well in this Nexus. We'll take an absolute beating right now. So tanks sieging up, the Marines are firing away. Jeez, 12 probes going down, now 14. Damage just still being done. The Stalker's going to blink through and didn't really do that well either, right? That's a lot of dead Stalkers for one siege tank. Banshee adds a lot of damage to those Stalkers as well. And yeah, I think fair to say, like I was mentioning, a disaster through and through. As the Observer steps up. Marines going to get the scan, get rid of that Observer as well. The Stalker's going to blink in, get rid of the siege tank as well. One more Stalker going down, other Stalkers being chased. We do continue just to push, shove, and look for success as our Marines also get lasered by this Colossus. I mean, the Colossus is such a better kind of point of defense. So the fact that we get this out means that we probably do hold here now as Geralt. Stalker's blink up, tank going down in a second. Yeah, and this is going to be a cleanup, so Geralt will make a full defense here at the end of this. So very nicely done. Alright, well, Geralt gets a defense. Like I say, it wasn't easy, and he took a lot of probe damage. Like, his probe line took a beating and a half. So that part of this was definitely anything but ideal. SCV still transfer over, the CC going to move across, Marine, Marauder, Viking Mine coming up as well, continue to get that producing as we get +1, and Conquest of Shells added in from Percival too, so just continue to bring all of that to online for the moment. As our Medivacs will load up, and we're going to go a boosting along, and we're just going to try and drop, get some more damage done. Like I said, the Bayon's catching a couple of these Stalkers, so some taking damage, hallucination, going to get shot down, a couple of Vikings there able to get the kill, a couple of Widow Mines, Marine, Marauder, I'm just going to step on forward. Geralt just needs to stabilize this game and slow it down. as much as possible here. There's a couple of units moving up to the top still, trying to see where we can go, what we can do. Zealot's just charging up. I'm going to hit this wall off as the bio pulls back, and a few of the Zealots still very much so going to try and make their way forward here as we jump in towards the Marine Marauder force. On the other side, the Disruptor Shot going to be good for a couple of Widow Mines. And just seeing a couple of Vikings landing as well as the SCVs continue to drop. 3 workers going down. And the Bio still stepping through. The Vikings are putting damage onto the Colossus. The Disruptor falls. We had on Storm, we had on High Templars, and we had on +1 attack upgrade as the Marine Marauder continues to come out. Add on that Viking as well. First of all, 130 to 107 supply. Looking pretty decent at the moment in these early stages. Double Stalker step through. The Viking going to take a shot as well. Still got that Bio Army. Looking to make a play as we actually dive in here, and a couple of those Stalkers go down again. So again, decent damage being done right off the bat. Axis on the top side from Geralt will get started too. We're going to load those Medivacs. I'm going to go around to the far left. Yeah, guys, this is just an open qualifier. This is live. Everything will be live today. It's just live games. We don't cast everything. It's just an open qualifier. We cast whatever games we can go into, basically. Well, he's just going to keep coming up. Bio going to get chased. Just going to be having the Marauders Medivacs continue through, add on the armor upgrade. Stalker Colossus coming back through as well, so we're just making some moves for the moment. Still moving around. As the Colossus is going to get rid of a few more SCVs. 6, 7, 8 workers going down. Add the Storm on. Beautiful Storm onto the Bioforce. Zealot's going to get hit as well. Now just going to continue to push up. Another couple of Storms come through. The Vikings getting hit once again. Is it enough though? Because there's still Vikings in the sky, and the Colossus are very much so dropping out of the sky at the moment. So Colossus are dying. Stalkers, High Templars going back through. Just going to see those couple of Stalkers going to blink in underneath and get rid of a bunch of the Vikings right away here. So just going to get rid of a chunk of those right now. And the Marauders will continue to step forward. Just going to see our Stalkers still trying to make some plays. Mines go bang, bang. A couple of those Stalkers going to get grabbed. Fire coming across again. Storm coming through one more time. Geralt really wanting to just pressure his way through right now. So again, just going to come right up the front. Still not quite enough, however. Not so far. And so a couple of Widow Mines will burrow once again. And what's up, Chess? How you doing? Thank you so much for the 63 months of resub. Appreciate it. Thank you so much for resubbing. So another Storm coming down. There's still more damage being done here. And as we have Force going to step out and across one more time. Still pressuring, still dealing damage. Mine fires up. The Archon just going to get hit. We are going to pull back. Storm's coming in from the other side again. Once more, they are looking to try and see some success. Archon morphing through. A few more SCVs have gone down. Stalker's still very much so gathering on in together. Get a little stim forward there to just, again, play a little bit of a chase away. Nothing too serious for the moment. It's turned into quite an exciting game because it's been obviously quite back and forth the entire way through. Let's see the Stalkers, Archons prepping forward one more time here. Viking stepping up, Stalkers and the Colossus coming about as well. 7 SCVs so far going down. The other side, the Marauder going to keep on flanking. These Zealots very much so still taking damage as well. Nine SCVs falling. Another Storm once again just coming into play, and we're going to step forward once more here. Still got a couple Colossus shots, still looking good. We're going to try and come through one more time. And we're going to see the Vikings are going forwards. The Colossus again pushed back. The Stalkers try and step forward once more. Just trying to find anything possible at the moment as the 10 SCVs have fallen. Again, nice bio play. Just going to get through and get the Disruptor, so it's going to be a grab as well. Nice little nab. And again, Dark Shrine coming up with the Nexus, with the ability to just kind of keep on playing. Geralt just expanding en masse, but to be fair, we are getting to a 5th base right now as Percival, so it really isn't all that bad when you think about it. It's pretty reasonable, you know. 5 bases would be a good place to end up on here. Geralt is going to try and threaten that position as best as possible, though. You sit there hanging as the Colossus will get to work on the SCVs once more. A couple of Vikings nearby. SCVs pull back over. There's one Disruptor shot up that left-hand side. The Bio has to pull away. Meanwhile, the Zealots now get into this mineral line and continue to try and apply pressure. So, straight into this mineral line, putting some damage out. 20 SCVs going down across the board. And we're still kind of chasing armies away over here. We actually get a few more kills even. So, even better at the moment for Geralt, who definitely seems to, as this game progresses, be getting into just that better and better state. Bio flank once more. The Zealots pull around. Continue to stim up and chase those. You have 3-3 upgrades, 3-3 upgrades on both sides even coming through. SCVs coming over. Stalker still very much so wanting to attack us. Disruptor shot will land just for a Ghost. I mean, Geralt doesn't want to fully commit because he knows attacking into the choke can be dangerous. Your Disruptors aren't necessarily going to give you all of the value that you're looking for here, so just trying to be smart about it, just trying to be as cautious as possible for the moment. A couple of shots going through, just going to be seeing the Marauder coming about, a little Storm coming online as well. And we are going to see Disruptors still flaring on forward. So let's continue to charge up. The Bioforce pulling back. A Ghost nearby as well. That next Disruptor shot trying to land, but not quite making it for the moment. Another Disruptor shot onto the Marauders. They continue to come through as another Disruptor. A few more Stalkers going down. The Zealots being chased away. Next Disruptor shot just doesn't quite go far enough. So what's up, Parabytes? Thank you so much for the 72-month resub. Hi, Wardy. Hello, how you doing? Thank you so much for the 72 months. As again, we step forward. A couple Disruptors still coming through. Shots very much so still coming out at the moment here. And 72 months is 6 years as well. Crazy. Crazy stuff coming on in. On that one, as you just have the Stalker's going to step forward one more time. The Disruptor shot trying to land. Not quite going to reach just yet. On the left, it's going to see the DT show up, and that base goes down extremely quickly. So again, just hitting bases, getting rid of them, making life very difficult. And SCVs down the left side. They actually come chasing. This group of DT is going to get pushed all the way down. So the Stalkers will, as up from the DC, sorry, will chase forward. Can we actually just get a blink on top of those Bayons? We actually stopped kiting, so that's going to be bad. Percival just busy elsewhere, trying to kite back. He is definitely having issues with the multitasking as this game moves on. Bio, very much so. Again, still trying to chase on through. Storm coming down one more time. On the left side, again, these DTs will just threaten, so they cleaned up that army that was chasing it, and now they get to continue to pressure themselves. We already see a couple of shots coming about. On the bottom side, we're once again pushing in these Stalkers and Archon coming through right there. 8 SCVs currently going down. As you have the Stalker Archon High Templar just going to step up, and we are going to make a move in. Storming all over the place as we continue to drop some shots. There's just not enough Terran left over. We've been kind of seeing it go this way for a little while, and we really are just going to get here in the end with 19 dead SCVs. GG gets called, and Geralt will take the opening game of this best of 3. 20 minutes though on ley lines. I mean, it was a game that deserved that sort of length as well. It was back and forth. It was either way. It was definitely not simple and straightforward, to say the least. GG's. That's going to be our opening map going the way of Geralt, as mentioned. Map 2 coming up in a few moments, guys. We'll get that hosted and get straight into it. Beautiful. Thank you for joining us so far today. Good to see you guys. You're in the WardiTV Spring Championship Qualifier 2. Ryung 209 is the only result so far. And Prom taking out Ragnar, but yeah, Ryung moves through to the quarterfinals. Again, semifinals are the qualifying round today. So if we get to the once we get to that round of 4, that'll be the qualifying match. We'll be able to go from there. Readying up, so we'll just take a moment here. Title says qualify 1. Thank you. Yeah, I didn't really change much going live today. Alright, top left hand side, we're going to have ourselves the Red Protoss player, who is now up a game. It is Geralt. And he's taking on, of course, Persal on the bottom left. Going to play Persephone for this second map, so again, one of the TLMC maps we added to the WardiTV ladder map pool. Let's see what this looks like. I think Persal will probably be looking just to see some more success in those early stages. Some more success at the point of the game where he can really get those tanks across the map, get those positions sieged up. Just try and find some work in those moments, I think, is definitely the pressure point for him, where it's like, okay, I can do a lot in, you know, moments like that, for example. So, like I say, I would imagine that's going to be his priority / goal. And how's everyone doing today? Second qualifier for the Spring Championship, $5,000 tournament taking place throughout April. We continue to try and bring you guys as much high-end StarCraft 2 as we possibly can. Appreciate you guys joining us, and like I said, just being here. It's good to see you all. CSTV forced to expand off location slightly because of some little harassment. Not That'll be our early stages of this so far. As the Marine comes down the ramp, chases the probe away. Couple factories coming through. Pilot counts are starting. The Adept heading down to the bottom. The Marine's going to step up and they're going to meet this right from the very get-go, so they're going to be able to come straight in here. Gonna step up, the Stalker gonna start taking some damage. Marines and the Hellion will come through as well. And the Stalker's just gonna step through, and the Blink's still coming up and ready to go over the next few moments. So again, we get ready to rumble, see where we're gonna go. These couple Stalkers. This happened last game as well. A lot of kind of early units chasing each other down was pretty fun to follow. Bit of black loads up. I'm just going to go boosting. Blink trying to boost on the Twilight Council. A medevac with Marines inside coming across as well. Going to be heading into this main base. We unload a few of these Marines right from the start. Going to get those unloaded, get that underway. So we're just going to get chased around. The Marines still trying to come across. Again, Observer is already coming through on the side of Geralt. Again, that Robo Facility Obs coming up. The Blink coming online. Robo Bay, very much so, still coming through from Geralt as well. Had a Forge on. The Hellions on this right side will move about as well, so again, still looking to threaten with those, if at all possible. Meanwhile, the Observer pulls back down to the bottom of the map. Away it goes. So I got that charge coming through. And yeah, the Hellions continue to come around. Just for the moment. And a couple of Hellions join up against Siege Tank Marines. Will continue to come through. We got that stim pack on the way. The few SCVs repairing up the Hellion as well. In fact, still full of Marines in the background. Persal would love to get that back involved at some point, but when or how is perhaps another question. But auto turret comes through and we do get chasing for pretty reasonable damage. There's got the Hellions coming across, and they will get rid of some of these probes. So 3-4 workers going down already. Stalker's still fighting. 5 workers, 6 dropping now. As the Stalker's still trying to chase that Hellion away. The Raven up around the top. And the medevac in that top left corner just hanging about as well. Colossus is still in production. The gateway's coming through online. Against Impact Combat Shield +1 coming up as well. Both of those medevacs will step over. The Stalker just going to be underneath and start to hit the medevacs a little bit. And Marines just unload. We pull back toward the center. A couple more units still warping in. 2 more Zealots, plus 1 attack upgrade. Continue to come through. Persal's going to be in position here in the next few moments. So in position and perhaps dangerous, question mark? I mean, there's 2 Colossus up. Feels like it shouldn't be that dangerous. We knock down this rock tower. We'll close off an access point kind of to ping between here and here. Geralt just has 0 info that Percival's moving across the map. It looked as though he was about to move out, and I was like, well, that's terrible, because you're moving out with no information. Doesn't look like he goes for it in the end. Instead, he'll siege up the tanks, and he will try and drop into the main base. But the Stalkers got rid of the first medevac so easily, even with the tank coverage. A few Stalkers go down. That probably could have been better on both sides, really, I think, actually. I mean, it was obviously terrible for Percival. I actually think Geralt could have done even a better job clearing it up and not losing as much. I mean, as we continue to drop in here, those tanks are still getting kills, and this is going to eventually be a problem. As Geralt now has to pull everything over. It's actually a long way to move over here. Play that cleanup. We'll drop those into the natural as well. The Raven was there to help. We've just not really had any true success from this, unless now we could potentially jump on these Colossus because Geralt has split himself up badly. He's going to get chased. I mean, I don't know. I mean, maybe he just... like, you've got the Terran who's so mobile. Geralt actually does get away. I was going to say, you've got a Terran who's so mobile, you can't just kind of engage an army thinking, yeah, you know, I completely outnumber it now. That's never going to be an issue. But it does very quickly become an issue if you're not careful. Stalkers coming about, a few more Marines get laser beamed. Stalkers just playing through. The Viking going to take some damage. We get underneath there with the Stalkers as well. Again, the +2 attack upgrade coming up. The additional Zealots coming online. Colossus finishing very shortly. The SCVs will pull through as the Bio continues to chase. Bio from the other side, and those Colossus are absolutely going to be in trouble, no? And it's going to be a good surround and a good cleanup from Percival. He will remove all of the threats from his opponent on the map. The only thing Geralt really has is reinforcing warpins. Percival has a good army supply out of this, a decent economy. I mean, Geralt has a 4th base that's not even mining in the slightest just yet, so that's not really going to go very far, if anywhere, for you, quite frankly. And a couple of Vikings come through. Marine Marauder still coming up. CC and the Widow Mines on the way in. Now, by of course, the Widow Mines getting back into the middle of the map once again. Dropping in. Widow Mine shots go bang bang. 2 probes. Gonna look for some more here as well. We'll definitely get into the controlling supply lines this time. Midnight. A couple of shots going through already. Just having the Storm, the +1 armor. Coming up for now, the army coming up the left side. You dive in, the Colossus already taken a bit of a beating there, so the Colossus is going to be taking some big shots. The battery trying to do some healing. Storm halfway done as the gateways get jumped on. See a group of Zealots is getting warped in, and the Widow Mines getting cleaned up. The army of Geralt is still very much so chasing down that army of Percival. Blade, thank you so much for the 4-month resub on the Prime. Appreciate it, thank you. As Widow Mines are still bullying Geralt as well. Can we get long enough or far enough into this game that we can actually, as Geralt, be still threatening? I mean, once Storm comes up, he's got a good choice of tech units to utilize, so I really feel like there's some potential. Possibility for sure. And a few probes going down so far, just noticing the Colossus and the +2 armor coming over. The Viking Bioforce will take a few steps over to this side as well, it's just also going to come across this way. We are going to start moving those Marauders stemming through. There's a drop in the main base, and this has definitely been something that's been slowly chewing through Geralt. The drops have become rougher and rougher for him to clean up, and he sends so much over to deal with it, but then pulls a lot of it back because of the attack on the front. He's not doing a good job of splitting his units, right? He is not spreading things out effectively. I mean, he is going to win some fights, and he is going to defend top very nicely, but like this drop in the main should have been handled much better, I guess. But I guess in the end, I'm complaining and criticizing, but he actually did clean it up very nicely. Didn't lose any workers, just lost maybe a few units. He didn't need to necessarily lose it first as well. Clean up that medevac. It gets pushed away. 2 more Vikings. Marine Marauder still producing. +2 attack upgrade coming up as well. Need to bring all of that into play right now as the Stalkers, Zealots, and Colossus make their way. Bottom left-hand side. Storm onto the bio there. Stalkers still blank chasing and getting a medevac. 3 force fields across the front. The Marauder's still going down. One more Storm onto the Marine Marauder there. We blink forward once more. Just going to be seeing a bunch more of these units are dropping. We've got the Vikings in the center, and Geralt is going to swing the supply in his favor. Just as soon as he got to tech, he started to do amazingly. Now these Colossus are going to probably die, so it's going to be Zealot Stalker to try and play cleanup. These Stalkers did not start focusing those Vikings down soon enough, although we will protect one of the Colossus. So one Colossus living here in this planetary fortress. Probably too much to go through with just Stalkers. He's got a few Zealots. He does have a Storm to help him maybe clean out some SCVs that would try and repair. Probably a priority, right, to make something happen in that regard as our Stalkers do get underneath. We lose the last Colossus. We're now getting somewhat backed into a corner. There's a base over here as well as Geralt blinks forward. He can escape up the right side. That's a possibility too, although maybe then you could cut this off a little bit as Percival. Geralt's reinforcing Zealots will have other things to say as he comes in and allows him to fight onto this. I think this is just well played from Geralt. I mean, definitely doesn't seem like the kind of game where you're meant to be able to do all of that as Stalkers will finish the CC. And again, the additional ghost coming up. Disruptor on the way. Robo facility coming about. Medevac boost along that right-hand side. Medevac boosting over to the left. You're going to see this probe. It's going to get marauded down as well. South Stalker just spreading. And you have and units just gathering up. Drop into the main base, gets recalled too. So Geralt just going to pull back home, play the safe game. Not put himself in too much danger or too much risk at any point, just trying to take as best control as he can for now. To say no rush to ruin this for himself. That's still going to go fighting. Fire will step through. Battery is going to go down. We have a high template. We're going to get an energy recharge, I believe, as we do just push back over the Zealot Stalker. Does not really look as though Percival can break through in any way, shape, or form right now. Ghost getting chased down, getting pushed away. Down the left-hand side. Just going to see a couple of those Marauders taking damage. The Storm going down as well. And the Zealots will just continue to charge up, and that Bioforce needs to get pushed away. I mean, Percival's been on the losing end of this since that fight down that right-hand side. There's obviously no difference. GG cuts called, and Geralt takes a 2-0 on this best of 3. So Geralt 2 and Percival 0. He will advance through to the next round. Sets up our first quarter final matchup as Geralt will be playing Rogue. Oh, well. We just follow into Geralt versus Rogue then. Cast that, and the winner of that will be in a qualifying match already. Perfect. So Geralt versus Rogue going to be coming up. We'll be getting that ready to go. Alright, well, let's throw some ads on, guys. Again, hope everyone's doing good. We're excited for a weekend. Again, we've got a weekend of Spring Championship qualifiers, so we'll just have those coming through over the next few days. Awesome. Yeah, so we'll just wait for Geralt versus Rogue. Alright, we will just take a few moments. Geralt is just now hosting the lobby up, so we should get into this Geralt Rogue game in just a sec. Some PvZ in our quarterfinals. Right, sorry, just sorting out some server stuff. That's GG, good luck, and go gets called. And we'll kick this off. Perfect. Yeah, we've rotated the servers from our normal server rules. Instead of it being Central West Central for all of these qualifiers, we're going to have Central West Central. Today is West Central West for the EU versus Korea matches. Central West Central tomorrow, and then Sunday will be West Central West again. Just to switch up a little bit. In the bottom left-hand side, we're going to have ourselves the red Protoss player. This is going to be Geralt. And in the top right, our blue Zerg is going to be Rogue. Alright, so Rogue Geralt is going to come through into the ZVP. And Geralt getting through Persal in the first round. We will head into this match now here on Killer's Mile. I think that these TLMC maps getting so much love. Fun to see Rogue in the qualifier too. See how he does today. Alright, just gonna see our Nexus, our Savage Pool coming through. A Swarming Pool coming up, the Hatchery coming about as well. Overlord just heads down to the bottom left. We'll see the Cyber Core coming up, finishing soon. The Nexus is going to finish shortly. Pylon about to complete as a couple of drones, queens, and the Overlord continue to come about. Target will build up from Geralt. And Nexus coming through again. The Probe and the Stalker coming about as well. And those extra drones and queens still coming in too, as we just have ourselves the Overlord coming about. A couple of probes are going to gather up. Stargate will just finish, and that gives you some control of this early game, of course, as Geralt gives you a lot of options. With the Oracles being able to move about the map and put some pressure on and try and get some damage done, they keep you very safe, and you can have stasis wards for later. I mean, Stargate is used so often for a very big reason. And this is why. The Stalker actually already poking around a little bit, trying to see what's up. You see a creep treatment going down. The Lings will make their way over that left-hand side. Just gonna have the Oracle flying through the center, heading to the other right. The more Zergling's gonna come across as well. Actually gonna get straight through into this natural, now into this main base, so no issues on that one as the Lings continue about. Oracle will just activate, get an energy overcharge. A couple more of those Zerglings continue to run around here. Once again, the light comes up, the extra drones on the way through. It's gonna have a couple of Zerglings coming about as well. Oracle will be activating, chasing some of those Lings down. The Nexus finishing up on the third base here very shortly. Is going to fight, and the Oracle taking some damage, so again, just going to get that shoved out over to the sides. And Blinking +1 coming up for the moment. Hydrogen coming online again, the +1, the blink very much so still coming up, so just gonna get that all coming through. And with the blink on the way, I mean very much so again what you'd expect. It's just two Oracles Even those are kind of sat at home right now, not doing too much just yet. Oracle activates. Creep team are going to take some shots. They begin to take these stalkers across, so they're going to start moving across. And +1 blink coming about. Next is on the way. You can see the Zerglings moving underneath, and the Zerglings will get through a couple of those stalkers already. More pros getting jumped on. Next two Oracles are going to go out that right-hand side. Extra Hydras coming through. Muscular Augments on the way. Charge being added on the Twilight Council as well. Obviously, the Stalkers not being able to pressure, though, is a pretty big deal. Links continue to move back around. Thinking a couple of gates coming up. Atakan and Temple Archives on into that as well. Oracles are going to have to come across and help out this Stalker force. No, the Ling Hydra coming through. I mean, I guess the Hydras are going to push the Oracles back anyway. Rogue just sending in 51 drones, so super committed right here. Wants to win this on a pretty sizable push just in the here and the now. Cannot get up that ramp though, and that's scary because time is ticking, and if time ticks enough, Geralt will have a pretty comfortable defense here as the Oracle's going to end up recalling now. The only thing I will say is because these Oracles have been on the map, Stasis Wards are yet to be placed. We're just starting to drop them in now. I just stepped through. We are going to obviously be able to actually take a fight now. I actually think the Stalker's going to be able to do pretty well. There's a lot of the Hydras just working their way currently through the front. I would have loved him just take down that pylon there, get rid of the potential to finish up Charge, because he just got rid of the Cyber Core, so you can't warp in Stalkers, but obviously being able to make Zealots is pretty decent. I guess let's see how it goes as the Zealots charge up. They can go down pretty quickly. The Hydras will get rid of the Oracles. And Geralt kind of just moved in there. He did not kind of play this kind of slowly with like blink backs and so on. Now blinking into the reinforcing Zerglings as we are going to set off both Stasis Wards. I just turned back the other way. I mean, it's been good from Rogue, but I don't know if he's doing enough. I mean, Geralt just started Storm during this as well, which is not exactly going to do Rogue many favors. And we'll just step through. All structures going down. I'm just going to turn the other way. The Zealots and Stalker is going to continue to get punched around a little bit. Just going to be seeing the Hydra stepping up. Things will be there, and a couple of those probes going down. The Zealot's still dropping battery. Going to do whatever it can for the moment just to try and keep things going. Does Rogue have enough? It looks like he might. It's just, honestly, these Zealots warping in are going to be able to clean up, so I think Geralt lives here. Reinforcements from Rogue going to take a while to come across the map. We no longer have that super high Hydra count, and you're going to have Storms available on Geralt's side as well. Going to move it back. A couple of Lings taking damage. The High Templars morph into Archons. More Stalkers coming through, drones on the way, Roach drone coming online. Circling coming across too, another Stalker going to warp in. Oracle just kind of boosting out on the Stargate. We will see the few Zealots making their way up to the top. They can turn around for a lane. I mean, it gets very difficult for Rogue because he didn't have upgrades or anything, right? Like, he was committed. This attack was all in, and now he's coming out of this in a little bit of a tough spot. He has to try and figure out for himself. I like the idea of going to the Lurker Den. Definitely gives you a chance as we just have Malcolm morphing in. Use Zealots move off over to the sides. No units here to hit the Zealots as they move through the choke point of Spore Crawlers. Although, they end up walking into the massive Roach Hydra, so it wasn't really very good for Rogue in the end anyway. For Geralt in the end anyway. Move some units out of position, I guess, but Geralt's not being able to take advantage too much, hasn't been able to do much there. Step them back once again. Stalkers get underneath. They knock down an Overseer. And just hitting and tracing the Mothership and the Mortal coming through. Add on some cannons. Get rid of an Oracle there, and a good step forward. And with Lurkers, it's become so much more difficult for Geralt now to ever really push into a lot of these spots and a lot of these positions. I feel like he's had open to him for a while and just did not find the chance to move in. Was not comfortable with attacking. It's not a good Protoss army. The couple high tempers are the only good thing in this. The Archons are not going to do much against Roach Hydra. I think Geralt's wasted too much time. I mean, now he's going to go into Tempest, but... Stalkers blink up. Lurkers are going to do very well here. Nice storm on the Hydras. Well, recall over here. The rest of this army just steps through. And then burrow up a Lurker, make it a couple more. Tempest engine going down, and now this army stepping through once again. The Tempest going to hit the Evo chamber. Swar's getting bowed. Tempest still firing through Chima going down. It's already 11 dead drones. We'll just see how Tempest can get back onto this hatchery. So hatchery taking damage, taking shots. On the upper left side, Hydra Roach Lurker coming across as well. I mean, a little base trade is probably not bad for Rogue, who can definitely pull back and defend with the Lurkers. I just don't know what you... Is this enough to fight through these cannons here? We're going to lunge forward and just try. Make sure everything is in reach. The batteries will fade away soon, and that makes it easier. When Storm comes in, Hydra's sit in it. Tempest over here, actually getting jumped on. Sonic Tempest, one of the big things they suck against right now is the Hydra's lunging forward. And Hydra lunge did not take them out of reach of anything, so I think right-clicking this base is going to be a bad call. We're not going to get it. Gets it low, but it's a lot of units given up for no actual gain in the end. The Spire will go down. I don't think we need the Spire right now against the Tempest, but it is nice to have that option. Having that taken away from you, it definitely is good fun. I mean, how many Tempest rooms? Let's have a decent amount. Maybe we really did need a Spire, actually, as we break through the Lurkers and we let the Roaches run in. I'm going to try and run these Lurkers out of here, but that's not going to be easily done at all. We're just going to burrow, and they're actually going to start doing a lot of work. I don't know what they're splashing up on the other side for there. Storm's still coming. We continue to play the chasing game. The Roaches in the main base are going to be a problem as well, so they continue to apply that pressure. This Nexus is about to go down. And the Tempest going to be able to get rid of the Spire up on the top side. The Lurkers are still putting the work in, getting rid of these Zealots. Geralt just has money still. As he loses this Nexus, but like I say, if you've already got money, that goes a lot of the way towards what you need in terms of winning out a game like this. Rogue is not exactly looking too wealthy right now, as these Lurkers get jumped on as well. We will get some High Templar, which is nice. Get rid of some potential Storms, but it's not like Rogue can really afford to replace the units he's losing. Geralt has minerals and gas in the bank, so he really has whatever he needs. Tempest has been sat here killing things on the natural slowly for a long time. Looks like the Hydras will finally come in and kill this off. Maybe this, I guess the Spire loss really is significant in the end here. Rogue just wasn't building any Corruptors, but I think in this case he probably would have liked to have started building some High Templars on the high ground. Beautiful Storms. The Mothership pops the cloaking on this army just to help out. Only one or two Overseers as we go chasing back towards the top side. Just this army has to split in half from Rogue. Only so much you can do there. As the cloaking fades. There's not really much Zerg nearby. It's still splitting and looking to wrap around on this. More Tempest building, the shields coming by. Do you see Stalker Immortal stepping up? Zelt's going to get rid of the hatch already. Shields continue to come up again. The Hydras and the Lurkers negotiating. Stalkers and Immortals taking some hits. We are going to see the Lurkers pushed away in the end. Time Warp goes down. Lurkers getting slowed as they retreat. Lurkers and Burrow again. They're going to go pulling back. Can we get those carriers coming back through? I mean, Rogue just has no way to fight against carriers in a later game army here, quite frankly. Multiple Hydras go down. Yeah, Mothership propping the cloaking again. I mean, there should just not be a fight that Rogue wins. His army's not just smaller, but it's less quality. So Geralt will have game number 1. 22 minutes here on Killer's Mile. Give Geralt this advantage. Round evade this qualifier. Trying to step up. GG says Rogue. And Geralt will take game 1 of this series. So Geralt gets off to a 1-0 start. Winner of this plays Bunny over Young, by the way, in the qualifying match. Meanwhile, on the top side of the bracket, Classic versus Young Yakov. Winner of that plays Creator, Jumi, or Baby Marines. That's all coming through at the moment. Keep you guys updated on the bracket as we go. So I'm just going to go to a break screen quickly here, guys. We'll get into game 2 in a sec. Game in the bottom left will be Geralt. Who's in the bottom right, I believe Zerg is Rogue. That's why Zergs don't play late game versus Toss. I don't think that was a really fair example of the game. I mean, Rogue literally all-in and should have been, and was pretty much just dead after his all-in. So he was never going to be in any sort of a good or reasonable or comparable late game position, because he was in a horrendous position in the mid game, and he only didn't die because Geralt didn't attack him. Just because you get to the late game does not mean you're well set up in the late game. And Rogue was never really even late game. He never had like proper late game units. He was kind of playing still like mid to late game army composition, because he wasn't set up enough to play a proper late game army. Like, so yeah. See what game 2 gives us. We're here on El Dorado, a map of mystery. No probes from Geralt, but he is going to come and take these minerals out so he can access the bottom portion of the map. Honestly, that last game concerns me for Geralt. Even though he won. Because I don't think there's any world where this last game should have gone as far as it did. And the fact that Geralt was not decisive when he had a significant advantage. Like, the game got competitive from Rogue again, and it never should get to that stage. Like, it's one thing to not kill your opponent because you're getting into an even better army that is then still unkillable. But Geralt didn't kill his opponent, only to end up actually being pulled around the map and actually put under a lot of pressure and into some weird positions. Things move over. They are going to go and chase down. It's going to get a pylon in the wall off there. As the Lings wrap about, Stalker's going to be sitting chilling. 22 more Lings in production. Add an Evo chamber on as well. Start to bring that up. The Stalker's going to get grabbed. The probe's still coming through. This is bad. I mean, this is Rogue just punishing Geralt for going to this bottom side, not being ready. 10 probes going down, Pylon in trouble in the main. Molding still flooding, and Rogue now has a full surround in this gateway as well, which is a huge deal. Because the DPS there is just much higher than usual. I actually don't think we can wall on the... Okay, we do wall on the other side. I think Rogue messed up then. Because he should have been able to put a couple Lings on patrol there to buy time so the wall off didn't come up. Like, he should have never let that happen, as some Lings on the bottom side will do their thing. Oracle's doing a lot, obviously nowadays. Oracle's getting energy overcharge. One of the things he used to play for was Oracles would run out of energy. Now Oracles have so much more energy available that these Link floods become much tougher to execute and pull off. Rogue is still yet to drone, and there is an overcharge here, so this continues the defense on this gold base on the 6 o'clock on the south side of the map. Now, this was really the mistake was he had the surround on this gateway, and he didn't play to block the Nexus coming down. Because if he got in with all those other Lings, this game is over. I mean, this game might still be over if he can get in here with all these Lings now, because he's going to come through this choke point. There's no wall off here, so the Lings are just going to get in again. Batteries still have yet to be made on the side of Geralt. The force field does nothing for you. Well, it reduces a little bit of surface area, sure. It does very little in the grand scheme of things, as Rogue will get rid of the Adepts, and he will continue to go after probes now. Some of the probes are going to be trying to fight back. I love this, though. Denying the Stargate pylon is huge, and all the probes currently on the low ground, so no repowering that. And at this point, we're only warping in Zealots because Geralt only has minerals. His gas income is all in the main base, and there's no probes left in the main. Oracle's out of energy, and Rogue is still building Zerglings. He did take a moment to drone, so he has a lot more Lings on the way. He should be able to kill off that pylon that's just being placed on the bottom. Again, the Oracle's having the energy overcharge really does make it so much nicer. Imagine no energy overcharge. Yeah, there's battery overcharge, but I think in general here this would have been a very different kind of situation. These Lings will break through. The Lings in the main base finally going to come running back down. Zealots get warped in. The Adepts are going to get surrounded as they were shading back, though, but I don't think they're shading back far enough. They're going to die anyway. Like I say, we're still pressuring these gateways. Because the Lings are going to threaten the mineral lines. They're going to go back to the main base. I love what Rogue's doing. He's making it so that it's very difficult for Geralt. He's making it so he has to constantly run around everywhere. And now he can't really defend the front at all because, well, he's too busy over in the main. There's not a pylon here to wall off this right side gateway going down. So this gateway goes down and access is granted, and now the Lings really can just keep flooding in. Yeah, a few units up in the main base. Like I said, that Void Ray is going to be a permanent defense unit, but it doesn't do a lot of damage against Zerglings, so it's not the most of ideal things. There's another energy overcharge. As the Lings will just run in here and look for even more probes. They are going to pull and fight, and at this point, Rogue probably just says, cool, let's get as many as we can. As he runs even more into the natural. I mean, he could maybe get the gateway there again. What does he want to do? He's going to surround those few Zealots. Obviously, the Zealot count is low, and it will not increase too much because of the fact we do not have gateways anymore. We lost those. Probes dropping again. This has definitely been enough. And it looks as though Rogue will viciously take a game 2 off of Geralt here. Game gets called. Geralt is going to be able to take a loss in game 2, so Rogue is going to get to 1-1. There's Baby Marine, by the way, 2-1 for Jumi. It's a fun result as well. You guys update on that top half of the bracket as we get there. Alright, we'll head into the next game between these guys then, which will be our third and final game between Rogue and Geralt to decide who advances through to the qualifying matchup today. Stephanie gonna be the choice. Alright, heading into game 3 right here. Get this started up. On the top left-hand side, Red Pro's player gonna recover from the Link Flood. It's gonna be Geralt. As we have in the bottom left tab, who's Rogue. Alright, so Hatchgasm Pool coming through. Next is coming in as we get settled here. Just gonna see the Overlord moving up to the top, trying to see what's going on. So Rogue gets the scouting. You can see that Cybercore coming through, the assimilator coming up. You get all of that underway. Probes just moving around again. Drones, link speed, continue to come about for a few moments. Have ourselves a Stargate is going to start up from Geralt also. Overlord chilling out. Overlord's going a couple different directions. Third hatchery on the bottom side. Still got the warp gate coming up on the Cybercore. Scout is going to take that super fast third base. Just going to drop that down immediately. Rogue not doing anything overly aggressive just yet. Well, actually does get in early, and it gets 3 drones right off the bat there, so not a bad starting point. Hawk provides high ground vision. Still going to hit. Overlord taking shots already. That's what's all shade out. With the glaives coming up and extra gates coming down, we get into a very aggressive setup here then from Geralt right now. So Depths try to shade. The Queen's going to step forward for a few moments. Gets up. The 2 Adepts already in here, so already applying that pressure and putting themselves in an alright position as we do lose them, but drones had to be pulled away. We had to respect that for a little bit, if nothing else. And that Resonating Glaive is about to finish here from Geralt. Just going to get that up. The Adept, the Assimilator coming through. Missile upgrade coming up from Rogue as well. 110 on the way from Rogue. Over on that side, the Adept's going to come shading forward. Get rid of a couple of Zerglings. Again, the Blink coming through. The Adept on the way. That commitment of the Adepts will be met by Lings. The Queens. The Roadrunner not being done is obviously very concerning. But the Adepts are not on top of mineral lines just yet, so this is time that Rogue has to maybe provide some answers. Obviously, the Hydra's on the way, but are not exactly great either. Hydra's also just melt to Adepts, so that is a wall off though, and if things get a little wraparound, I just don't know if it was worth them continue to commit onto that. The Adepts might actually just try and break through the Spore Crawler here, break through the wall. They're going to threaten the shade elsewhere as with the transfusion, we keep the wall up, and the Hydras continue to do decently. This is only 3 drones killed so far by Geralt. As Rogue is making this a fairly respectable defense, right? I mean, now 6 drones go down, but we're going to get rid of every single Adept, and that's just going to be it. 7 drones quickly dealt with. And Rogue has handled this Adept attack in stunning fashion. Now, they try to launch a counterattack. There's a lot of Stalkers though, and Blink coming up. I'm not sure if Rogue has enough to truly be significantly aggressive across the map. So, I guess let's see if this is a mistake or not from him as he gets to the other side. Just trying to decide what he would like to do. And then the Hydras turn back. Now the Stalkers show themselves. Rogue will just try and drone back up. Geralt's been on a good drone count, though. His wig count has been leading the entire time. Rogue starts up the Hive. Geralt starts up the Storm, so the future of this game is being established as we speak. You can see those upgrades going through that are going to be very important for the near future. Just going to have ourselves the Stalkers stepping about. It's going to come over. They're going to hit this Nexus for a few moments as well. So the Nexus already taking some damage. Get the Zalds coming across. They're going to have the Lings taking damage too. As the Stalker's here in this main base getting shot at. Hydra's getting a lot of damage done. Stalker's getting chased. Things will go adjacent. The Oracle moving about. Just going to be seeing our Storm +1. And charge as well. Say things definitely moving nicely at the moment for Geralt. Rogue is Just on his way through with that Lurker Den as well to bring that Lurker Den out. Hive. This is going to be a much better representation of like a longer game. Obviously, last game, Rogue was going in off a very weird position. This game, I think they go both into this later game from a very reasonable spot, a very playable spot for both players. Stalkers and Geralt coming down, just going to get the Zergling catch there. Hydra gathers, a few Zealots go charging down the right side. Just gonna see the Zergling getting across into position immediately. As Zealot's gonna get chased back the other direction. Stalkers, High Templars continue to come through. And those Hydras will chase, the Zealots will take damage. We are going to see the Zealot Stalker on the bottom right, going to be able to storm away at the Zerglings that run through. Maybe should have pulled back to those things a second sooner. Shouldn't have let a third storm go onto them. As that run by will be denied completely, so that's an easy shutdown from Rogue. Gets into position nicely. And so far, Geralt is deciding just to pull back up. I've seen a lot of usage of this right side passageway here on Persephone today, which is fun because it's probably the least seen kind of portion of the map. However, because Geralt's out of position, the Lurkers have a chance maybe to get through here. He recalled the High Templar home. Had to, but he might still lose that. I mean, he will lose the left-hand base. There's nothing over there that's going to protect this. And Geralt is yet to get an army that can really fight properly against the Lurkers. Like, you can obviously storm them and so on and kind of weaken them, but attacking into these Lurkers right now is a death sentence. I don't know why Geralt is taking this fight. Let that left side base go down. I mean, maybe you're afraid of this base getting further siege, but clearly this was never going to work. His army just never had any part to fight Lurkers. Like, there's just nothing in this that was going to do well there at all. It's, yeah. I just think it was so obviously not a fight to take. I mean, maybe it was just panic because he thought this was a base would go down next, but yeah. I mean, a lot of this still stems from being out of position, right? Because him not being able to force a siege here initially speeds up the entire process of Rogue moving through to that base and all the rest of it, right? So, another ship just popped in the main, but the Lurkers are still absolutely controlling the natural and third base. The Hydras have decided they're just going to go and attack the mothership in the main base, gets rid of it, so that is a mothership that does absolutely nothing, zilch and nada. Rogue will advance through to the qualifying matchup. After a tough first game, he bounces back in style, and he'll get himself to a 2-1 position as best 3. The other quarterfinals apparently still ongoing. Bunny versus Ryung still happening. And also got Classic Young Yakov and Creator Baby Marine. So all of those going on. When we get results from any of them, we could potentially start setting up into our qualifying matches for today, guys. So that's where we currently sit. If you guys are enjoying the stream, don't forget to hit that follow button. See when we go live in the future here on Twitch. If you're watching on YouTube, you can obviously like and subscribe. Liking the stream helps a whole bunch of more people to find it. And subscribing lets you see when we're live again in the future as well. And of course, if you're really enjoying this, is a $5,000 WardiTV tournament. These tournaments can't happen without your guys' support. So if you're really enjoying, if you want to see more tournaments like this, if you want to support this year's Spring Championship, help us power through to a Summer Championship later in the year as well, do consider supporting the channel by subscribing with your primes, subscribing regularly, donations, cheers, etc. All of it allows us to keep on running StarCraft 2. We'd really love on Twitch to try and reach that 700 sub count during the Spring Championship. It really helps us to just more consistently put out tournaments, so you can help us push towards that. Greatly appreciated. We'll take a quick moment here. If you can't do any of the above, sit and watch these ads, because they will be one thing you can do to support the stream still. So watch some ads, we'll be right back, and we'll get ready for a qualifying match, hopefully ASAP. just checking around, trying to see where people are at. Looks like Bunny and Ryung are 50 minutes in game. 15 minutes in game. So hopefully they can be done soon. Just trying to figure out where we are. What our plan might be for the day. What the matchup we're going to see is, I guess, more than anything. Do 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 do. Bum 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 bum. How's everyone feeling, guys? Again, top 2 players qualified today. Spring Championship, joining Shin and Zam for Qualifier 1. Time Hero, Max Pack, Showtime, Skill, Espion, QS, Solar from Group Stage, in Group Stage 1 already as well. They're from the WardiTV Mondays. So yeah. What we've got going on. Science stuff. Creator 2-0 Baby Marine, so he's going to play Classic or Young Yakov. So that's also a matchup that we're just waiting to figure out, so we would like to just... I mean, basically, whichever series is ready first is what we'll go into. Oh, did I just miss a donation? It looks like I did. Give me a sec. Let me get my stream elements open. Let's just come through. I had stuff muted. Thank you so much to Ian! LFG Awardee. Yo, thank you so much for the £25 donation, mate. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you for supporting. I appreciate it, as always. Thank you so much. Alright. Hope Creator qualifies. I'd like to see Creator see some success. And Creator is now in his second qualifying match, so I'll let you guys know a little secret. If Creator doesn't qualify, there's a good chance he gets invited. Making qualifying matches multiple times in a row generally gives you a pretty good opportunity on that. But yeah, no result just yet. I'm just waiting for that bracket to update with you guys. No one else streaming today, so really no one else to kind of watch the stream of, unless some of the players are streaming and I haven't realized, but I don't think they are. Bum, bum, bum. I guess, like I said, just waiting for players, waiting for the matchups. If anyone's got any fun questions, now would be a great time to ask them. We have some downtime. Anyone has ever wondered anything about anything, feel free to ask away. Do, do, do. Yeah, Ryung and Bunny still in game, so they are just playing along. They're playing a typically long TVT. I think the recent changes to TOS have made a significant impact on the top levels. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when you say recent changes, you mean like battery overcharge and stuff? Being able to overcharge, not batteries overcharge, energy overcharge. Yeah, it's definitely made a difference. I think you've seen style of play definitely shifting a little bit, and I think some pros players have had a little bit more success. I do think that the patch came at a time where not a lot of other StarCraft was going on, and so a lot of the top players didn't put time into figuring out how to play against the new stuff, right? So, like when Serral and MaxPax first started playing, MaxPax was beating Serral a couple of times, and I feel like the most recent time we saw MaxPax Serral, it was like, I was like, yeah, I figured this out now. So, I think there was definitely like an initial surge towards Protoss, but I think it's balancing out, but it's definitely shifted how things are working. It's fair to say. So my favorite matchup to cast, TVZ. TVZ is just super fun. Like, TVZ is always super fun, you know? Always interesting, it's always exciting. It's just a battle of mechanics, you have big epic fights, run-bys. TVZ is almost always more fun to watch than other. I mean, TVP is also really up there. I think it goes like, obviously the non-mirror matchups usually come first. So TVZ, then TVP, then PvZ. I'd put some mirror matchups sometimes over PvZ as well. PvZ can be pretty dull, unfortunately. Bum 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 bum. Oh, Classic and Creator are ready to go as Classic takes out Young Yakov 2-1. We got that going. Get that started up. And go into some PvP. Alright, so I got that PvP started. I thought Bunny and Ryung were done, but maybe they're going back in. No result actually coming onto the bracket for them yet, so looks like we'll be finishing the day with the TVZ. So right now we wait for this PvP to kick off and get ready to go. Maybe I can do it like this. So we're going to go Classic vs. Creator. We'll get that ready to rumble and kick off in the PvP, and then we'll have, apparently Bunny Ryung did finish. Bunny 2-1 over Ryung. So, yeah, we'll have Bunny versus Rogue afterwards. So Classic Creator starts off. We'll kick this off in just a few. Get this going, get this started. Perfect. So yeah, Creator vs. Classic coming up. Get this underway in just a few secs. kick off into our PvP. You know what we're waiting for? We're waiting for the players to veto. Going classic rare. Yeah, we didn't. All the matches were waiting on others. We needed other series to finish before there was a match available. So. Alright, so yeah, we'll get Classic Career started up very shortly. We are just waiting for them to veto, so I imagine we'll be able to kick this off. So I presume they're just redoing. We'll hopefully have an invite here in a few seconds, guys. Alright guys, thanks for the patience. Like I said, just waiting along with you. I want to cast some games too. I'd also like to get us in game. But I can't go any faster than players will let us. There we go. Comes up. Killer's Mile coming through. And it's going to be the start of this PvP here in just a few moments. So PvP coming up. Classic versus Creator. Awesome. Ready to join the lobby. We should be about ready to begin. Bum 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 ba-da-dum ba-da-dum ba-da-bum bum bum bum. And for Critters say go go. We're ready. And we should be able to get going. The games don't have enough sympathy for the Pucom days. I know. How dare they take their time to veto and swap servers and stuff. I've had enough of this nonsense. Well, that countdown finishes, and we're going to go into Killer's Mile. It's okay. It's just, it wouldn't have been so bad if, like, it's just the fact that we had to wait for a series to finish before this as well, right? Just doesn't exactly help. As in the bottom left, our blue Protoss player is going to be Classic. Taking on the red Protoss in the top right corner of the map. It is going to be Creator, so some PvP here. Get this one on the go. I'll probably just head down to the bottom left. Still got 2 gateways down on both sides. The assimilator's coming up. And just have the probe of Classic coming through, getting settled. Just have ourselves a cybercore, the gateway. Continue to come online. Just going to couple of probes chasing each other around for a few moments there. The pylon coming up as well. And winner of this series qualifies into the WardiTV Spring Championship. Nothing else needed from that point. As our probe moves over, stepping around. Again, Sentry, Stalker, coming up on both sides. Continue to get that interplay for the moment. Bringing that all up already, so again, just getting everything up and rolling. Stalker comes over, actually gets rid of the probes. The probe going down, the other probe getting pushed back the other way. It's going to get chased over there for a couple of moments as well. So again, taking some shots, taking some steps. Early on here. For now. Stalker Sentry coming up, Wolf Gate coming through. We got that Nexus on. Council will build. Again, the Nexus is about halfway done. So got the Sentry coming up, the Warp Gate coming through, the Robo Facility coming online. Sentry's and the Stalker pulling back up into the main base as the hallucination sits overhead. Mortal building through again. The Blink coming up and online on the Twilight Council, so we get that started. We will see the couple of Stalkers and Sentries going to begin to make their way into the center of the map. Hallucination gets up around the top, the other hallucination down the bottom. Again, Blink coming through. Add that Robo Facility on in there. A couple more probes in the Immortal being added in as the Adepts shade around the right side. So Classic looking to try and be the one to break through. With both players being in an expansion, we'll see what will go. Yep, just got turned around again. Blink still coming up, halfway done at the moment. This game very much still in the balance. Obviously, very different paths of play now with Blink versus the Robo. You'd expect Classic to be more defensive with those Immortals, and so the Blink giving you more offensive and mobility kind of based abilities in general. Adepts will come by again. Nexus and the Forge continue to come up. So our Immortals continue to come back over. Stalker's pulled back again. The other Stalker's coming over as well. And we just have ourselves the Observer producing 2 from Creator. I mean, again, he will take map control. He's got Blink. He's meant to have map control here. He's also already got his own Immortal out, though. So, I mean, he's got Blink, but he'll also be kind of getting a stronger army behind this. It's not just the Stalkers for him. Like I say, developing that Immortal and getting that into play should be a pretty big factor for him as well. Touching these two pros as the Adepts get through. So Classic able to start dealing some damage. 4 workers going down so far. As the Immortal Sentries and Adepts clean that out, clean that up. Just like that. Again, +1 coming on both sides. Twilight Council building from Classic. Stalker stepping over the right. Currently chasing an Observer down. I think he saw it, but now can't quite catch it. Folks moving around to the center. Again, the Blink coming online. 2 more gateways in production. Add the Temple Archives online as well. We continue to bring this up. So you have charge for +1 coming through, and a whole bundle of extra gateways on as well. Production getting going. Like I said, there's a ton of Immortals here, so not much that can really come of this for now. +1 the charge continues to come over here. We'll just see the few Stalkers stepping forward too. We're going to get rid of the hallucination already, and we continue upwards now as the Stalker Immortal Force. Again, just takes a ping, nothing too major. Classic takes some worker losses. That's now both players heading into the charge. Pros going down. Still got the charge and Archon coming up. The extra gates coming through from Creator. Temple Archive is building. A bunch of Warpins just came through, but the main thing here is we're getting up to a 4th phase, but we were about to. Gets cancelled by the Stalker stepping up. Archon just morphing, and the +2 attack coming through from Creator. +2 attack coming up from Classic as well. So you can get that online. Just have our results come through, next in the cannon, couple of pylons all coming through at the moment. Archon Force heads through the bottom side. The Observer here watching this army coming, so Creator knows what Classic is doing right now. Very aware of how this movement is looking at the moment. Back around into the center. And yeah, +2 just coming up on both sides. Step up again. More shots coming about. Guardian Shield will activate. We'll see the army of Classic coming up to the top as a couple of Stalkers are going to go pinging. More Stalkers fall. The army is settling down, ready to move through into the center. A couple of Archons right there, ready to turn around into this. Both players have a lot of Archons. In fact, Archon count is a little bit favorable to Classic, and he has the Immortal count advantage. But he has way less Zealots. He's got way less buffer, but more of the How does that work out in favor of? I love that hallucination. It's actually tanking a lot of the damage as well. A lot of the Zealots having already gone down. You have a lot of Immortals left over, which obviously could be huge. The Zealot Warpins kind of wandering off in a weird direction as well. The Prism is going to be in trouble, and I think Classic has lost this fight. Prism will fall, and that is going to be Creator taking a big cleanup, because now every single one of these units should go down. The only way to save any would be a recall, perhaps, but that isn't coming down. Classic was committed. He knew it, and Creator takes the opening game of this best-of-3 qualifying series. So Creator gets up 1-0 in the best-of-3 and looks for game 2. Try and send them through into the WardiTV Spring Championship. Those group stages start in just 5 days' time, guys. April 9th. Going to be underway. Some WardiTV Spring Championship. It's Tuesday, isn't it? Yeah, full week of Spring Championship action coming up, basically. So, going to be a lot of fun. Should be kind of awesome. Getting to amygdala. Get ready to hop into amygdala here, then game 2 PvP credit leads by 1. Top right hand side, our blue Protoss player here is Classic. Taking on the red Protoss. In the bottom left hand corner, we have got Creator. The gates come through, the assimilators come up. Double gas already from Creator, so a little bit faster than the gas of Classic. A little minor difference there, maybe. See if that has any impact on the game or not as we get settled. And probe chasing the other probe around. Just going to step over for a little bit. We do have ourselves the again Cybercore coming up, the gateway being added as well. Again, Cybercore coming online, Zealot and the probe coming up. Very peaceful opening. These early stages. Yeah, so I'm gonna go chasing about the probe, taking a couple shots of damage. Stargate coming through, probe nibbles at the other probe again, drop the Nexus down as well. And Zealot gets that, a couple shots come out, Stargate dropping into the main base. We'll have our sentry gathering up, and the Nexus very much so still coming in too, so we can just bring all of that over for the moment. Sentry Adept gonna go up against each other. Bam bam, boom boom. The Stalker going to come across, chasing that Adept down. Stalker going to fire a couple of times. The Adept does a shade, as we do have our Twilight Council Nexus, Stalker, and Warp Gate building up also. First Nation taking shots, Twilight Council on the gates building. So we've seen the Nexus, the Blink coming up, Sentry on the way through. And the Oracle heading down the left-hand side. We'll just see the few probes continue to gather together. Warp Gate is finishing shortly. This will just activating, and we're just going to get the one probe getting caught there right away. Oracle coming over, just going to be seeing the blink coming through from both players, and the third Nexus starts up for Classic already, so just going to try and get a little bit of an edge on that one already. Sentry moving over the side. Oracle will activate, gets rid of the probe. One more probe goes down as well. Nice to apply some of this pressure here and there. So again, definitely getting some work done. Let's see the Oracle gathering back up. Again, that blink finishing on both sides of the map. Again, they'll have the Robot Pavilion Forge coming through. And the Sentries gathering on the third base. Getting settled in here for the moment. Probe steps over. Again, the few Stalkers going to come around. I see Hallucination that gets shot down nice and easily. And we can easy grab. The Stalkers continue all the way down to the south. And the Nexus is about to finish. Oracle comes around the back. A couple Stalkers setting up. One Stalker stepping forward. Next, taking some damage. We go back and forth. Stalkers do get rid of the Oracle, and again the +1 on the Observer continue to come around. There's going to be a gateway dropping down, so a bunch of gateways being brought into play. Stalkers and Zeld still very much so coming through the bottom here. Stepping across and they'll start firing up the storm. Stalkers starting to fall. Sentry nearly going down too. Additional Zeld getting picked off as well. Now we see 5 extra gates coming through. Stalkers and probes added as well. Classic starts up that 4th base, obviously with his own blink this game. Will now be moving into his own charge. And double Templar Archives. So the High Templars are twice as good. A little bit of a mistake there, but in theory just opening up towards Charge Rotten Archons. You see created already establishing an Immortal count, so adding even more buffer to his army. Blink back, the few Stalkers still chasing through. And Charge coming up, Temple Archives coming online, extra gates coming about as well. Just end up going down again, a few more Zelds get warped in, the +2 attack Charge coming up. More Zelds still warping in here. Stalker just gathering up to the top side. A few more Stalkers join across. The Observer comes through. Prism and Charge coming about. +2 attack coming in. The extra gates coming online. Oh, thank you, Inko, for the Prime sub. Appreciate it. Thank you for supporting. Open up these rocks. The Archon morphing in. So it's like Templa's supposed to attack coming about. Just gonna see the army of Classic coming down the left side. And we actually think I'm charging up over here as well. Stalker going down, Zeld and the Natural taking damage as well. The rest of the Zeld Archon Force gathering. We get rid of the Prism. Pylon drops, depowers the Robo, and Classic on a very serious attack here. Creator is not holding on well at all. Gonna start losing probes amongst just, I think, actually losing the army as well. Creator trying to wrap around, has a few Archons still left swinging, but he needs to make some serious plays right now and do something that makes up for the fact he also lost a whole bunch of his economy. I mean, these Archons remain are nice, but there's also going to be Zealots warping in still from Classic, so he gets extra reinforcements through. It really does seem that we are going to have ourselves a tied-up series here, 1-1 in this best of 3. Because Classic has executed this attack nicely, and I think he's slowly getting through the tech units. GG's, and we're going to be tied up 1-1. So Classic and Creator 1-1, and a third map on the horizon. Again, thank you so much, Inko, for the fresh new Prime sub. We appreciate the support. Thank you so very much. Love it. Alright, game 3. Ley lines coming up as we speak. Let's get straight into it. In the bottom left, we're going to have ourselves the blue Protoss player. This is Classic, and he just tied this series up against Creator, making this a game 3 to decide who qualifies for our WardiTV Spring Championship. Thank you to all the players playing today. Thank you to you guys for watching so far. Good to see you all. Get set up and ready to go. The pros is going to come mining through. Pylons coming online. Well, we get settled and get underway. It's coming up. Cybercore's coming through. Probe's coming around. Take a few moments as the balance sets up. Probes chasing probe. Again, the sentry on the way. A couple of stalkers coming up. See, with sentry versus double stalker, we're starting to see a big divergence in where the gas spending is going right from the start. Stargate coming through, a couple of depths coming about at that walk gate on as well. We're going to be seeing the pylon cancel, as we do have access to the natural expansion location now. So we'll take a Nexus each. Stargate already coming through on the side of Creator, so bringing that straight up, get that underway. Away we head. Products facility building on the side of Classic as well. Still got the hallucination coming over. Okay, coming through. Nexus and the Robo coming online. A couple stalkers. Gonna go after the stalker and the sentry there as well. So the devs is trying to apply that pressure. Yo, so Francisco, thank you so much for the 14-month resub on the Prime. Appreciate it. Thanks so much for priming us up. Just have the Oracle coming through. Again, Nexus on both sides, and we do have the probes coming over. The Immortal dropping in. Adeptus is going to step over toward the Naturals. Just going to come straight over here. All said and done, Classic gets a little bit of supply lead off this, but I still believe the Oracles are going to have a lot of potential as well. That first one already coming across the map. So much you can find off this Oracle, so we'll see what happens there. Let's bring this over. Of course, enemy's Stalker is going to come through. Two pros go down. It's going to be having the Robo Facility still coming up. But Dev's going to get chased. Stalker's coming back across that direction. Oracle's opponent Workman Crit again, so much damage done, so many probes going down, but he's got to survive on the other side. Classic already pushing into this natural. The probes are going to pull into this, so they will come straight across. That's going to take some more damage. Stalker taking some hits as well. More shots continue to go down. The Void Ray going to step over. Void Ray is a big deal, but I mean, there's just so many Stalkers still, and the probes have to do so much work. There's no damage output right now into the army of Classic. Creator warps in another Stalker. He's got an Immortal on the way. He just needs to hang on until then. I mean, the Immortal's a big deal, but now you've given up so many probes. Classic's actually on a work a lead. The Oracle's going to come back in over here. Should activate right now, but he's obviously busy trying to survive on the other side. The problem is he doesn't have the Prism Micro like his opponent does. He can't micro his Immortal to safety, and that means that Classic should just overrun. Even as Creator loses more probes, yeah, Classic just has too much, and it is going to be GG's. It's a 2-1 victory there on the side of Classic. So Classic gets the 2-1 win. GG's, and we are going to be wrapping up that first qualifying match. As a Classic qualifies for the WardiTV Spring Championship. Congrats to Classic. Alright, so Classic is qualified. He will be joined by Bunny or Rogue. And we'll be heading into that best of 3 very shortly. As we'll be heading into that series as soon as it is ready to go. So should be able to head in just a couple of minutes, I think, and we'll kick off into that series. We'll take a quick little break here, guys. I'm going to be right back. I'll see you guys in just a few. We'll be right back, and it's going to be our final series of the day, Bunny Rogue, in the qualifying match. Alright, Rogue versus Bunny coming up. Kick off into this best of 3 here in a couple of moments, guys. And good to see you all. Thanks for joining us for some Qualifier action day. We actually have pretty good viewership for the Qualifier, so I appreciate that, guys. Thank you so very much. Click the start button. Let's get this underway. Let's get into our TVZ. So, Rogue versus Bunny. To kick this off, and let's get this started. In the top right hand side, we're going to start off this best of 3 series with the red Terran player Bunny. Takes on the blue Zerg. In the bottom left corner of the map, it's Rogue. So, a opening game, best of 3. Fun to see Rogue playing. I feel like Rogue's been looking pretty good lately. Bunny as well. These are 2 players I'm actually very excited to see back and playing consistently again. Although I would say that I actually do think that I think they've both been kind of getting better and better and playing better too. So, what a very cool matchup that we've got right here for our qualifying series. The second qualifier of the WardiTV Spring Championship. So yeah, Overlord just comes across. The Reaper will begin to move on through. Starting to go over and head across the map a little bit. So just journeying across here for a few moments. A couple of Queens, the link speed coming up. The command center to the factory coming online. SCV Marine in production as well. Drone Overlord, a couple of Queens all coming over. We'll follow this Reaper in as it tries to do some early game damage. And Reaper comes through. CC just comes up into the main base. So third CC coming in, the factory about to complete. The reactor is building. Factory swap on over to that reactor. We do have the starport that's going to come into the main base as well. So, we got the starport put down. NCC building, orbital command coming up on the natural. Couple of Lings going to come over and the Reaper. Looked like it got stuck there for a second, didn't it? Didn't look like it was going to get away, but he's away there now, pulling down to the low ground, and we need to reset a little in the next few moments. Actually about halfway done. The Ling speed is about to finish up. Again, we do have our CC starport all continue to come on by. The couple of Hellions coming up as well. So seconds will join. Again, the Banshee, the Hellions gather up. Have you seen the Ling nibbling at the SCVs? A couple of Hellions still joining. And the grenade goes down. Queen's going to gather. And we do have the cloaking coming up on the starport. Tech lab will go down on the barracks. Again, Hellions and the Banshee coming through. The Rotron on the way. And just Reaper and 2 Hellions poking on the rocks for now. Back to that high ground. Again, additional round of roaches, a couple of queens, and plenty of drones coming out now. So again, all of that is being produced. Keep it going through at the SCVs on. And the Hellions will work their way down to the south side. Imagine the Hellions come forward. Again, the Queen's going to be there right away. Roger's already arriving, and obviously Bunny's just out of position, so Rogue will get in to be able to do some damage right from the get-go. As the Rogue just step up, and we have a couple of SCVs already taking damage. Few shots coming through, and those Hellions continue to push in. The Roach going down. The Banshee still very much overhead. So this is going to be a defense made. Bunny maybe caught a little off guard, but had a defensive army to begin with anyway, which obviously helps a lot. Banshee's cloaked up. They're going to advance down the left-hand side, being led by the Hellions as we start to knock down a couple of these creep tumors. Creep tumors, queens. God, my brain just didn't work anymore. I swear down. So a couple of queens go down, 7 drones, but guess what? It's a counterattack. Rogue fast as ever. Straight in here, 6 SCVs fallen initially, make it 7. So for all the workers he just lost, he just killed even more on the other side. He gets to 10 in total. Cost him a few lings, though. Also lost some Queen's rights. I mean, we're trading out, but I think it's nice for Rogue to obviously impact that economy of Bunny. He was trying to get in reach of the economy, and now is going to be pretty out of reach of economy once more. Has to be supported by that triple mule. Let's see a few Marines are stepping over. Infestation pit starting. More missile upgrades, Roach speed. Coming up right now. Again, the Marines gather up. A couple less extra Marines get there. Plus 1 combat shield coming through as well. And Hellions around the top. Plus 1 combat shield still very much so on the way. And we will just get rid of some crew tumors that are spreading to the upper left-hand side. You see Bunny just working his way through the rocks on this gold, so whenever he wants to take a 4th base, if he wants to do it on the gold, he'll be able to. Currently going up to 8 racks though, so looking like he wants to try and play very aggressively, but very aggressively into Roach speed and missiles and Groove spines. Just pull back over, just going to knock the rocks down again. Just going to open that up. Again, that look then is already building. Thanks. The Marines come through, the medevacs will come. Taking a turn, knocking down this set of rocks here in the center. We're just going to work their way through rocks from the gold base themselves, so Rogue, if he wants the 5th base and the gold, could take it. It's very difficult to hold a gold, though, to Zerg, because it points right out to the middle of the map. Terrans would love to take this position. Obviously, right now, we need to just play the survival game, because when he's getting ready to push, actually, Banshee show up on the left side. They get 4 drones to begin with. Marines, medevacs, down to the bottom. Army's going to continue to push through. A couple of creep teamers going down. Now Hellion's going to get there too. The creep continue to get knocked away at as we'll have the Roach Hydra stepping through the bottom side. A couple of tanks begin to siege. The Process Valves are dropping in. The Bio Army continue to pressure through into this base on the bottom. A couple of those Roaches going down. Drones will be getting killed. The Extractor going down. Spore still taking shots. Bio spreads out. And this army is ready to attack into this base right here and abduct on a siege tank. One tank goes down. Second tank going to fall. Of course, the Bunny coming to the upper left side. The rest of the Bio still gathering here. We've got the Banshees able to come through, and a couple of the units that are in the center get taken out as we go. Continue to press forward. A couple of Lurkers burrow up once again. The Viper's still overhead. The Bio will continue to press on in right now as the Lurkers are going to go huge. Oh no, Bunny trying to attack through the Lurkers has gone horribly wrong, and this attack is going to get completely stifled now. So we got rid of this base, but Rogue actually got the gold base up during this, and because Bunny's been playing the edges, for now the gold is safe. Bunny, realizing that this game's not going his way, retreats to his own 4th base, but obviously that's very late because he's been prioritizing pushing on A-Racks. And with Lurkers out, it just feels like this is an impossible task already for Bunny as Rogue. They're showing us a very clean way just to look A-okay. Obviously the combination of the Vipers being there as well and getting the right spell cast off helped a lot too. Here is the pressure on the gold we're talking about. This gold's been active long enough that, you know, we can time for other bases to get set up, so maybe we can put the drones there, or pull them back to this gold if you feel like you will push this back shortly. Upgrades are a major issue as well. Bunny just see him starting +2 attack, and I'm like, wait, he doesn't even have an armor upgrade. 3rd carapace upgrade on the way from Rogue, so he's going to be down in upgrades as well. Again, he was very, for how committed he was to the A-Racks. The A-Racks didn't really pack much of a punch, did it? And Rogue's choice of tech and timing of tech was really spot on to really diffuse the situation that Bunny was trying to light. And now Rogue at this stage is obviously very comfortable, and Bunny is once again turning tail to run. Zerg's going to own the middle of the map here, even adding on the Nidus network for extra aggressive options. There's one siege tank that actually isn't reaching some of the units, so that will go down. And it was a big part of the defensive setup on this gold, which maybe now allows you to keep on going, as the Lurker going to get some of the SCVs, and oh my god, they took a massive amount of splash to begin with. The SCVs have to be super careful because they're already a hit from being dead. Here, my first Liberator of the game. That's nice because Libs do provide that kind of answer to Lurkers in the short term. Long term, you kind of just need Ghosts, straight up and simple. Like I say, short-term Liberators are a good way to zone and to push things back and to help you in that regard. That's another look that starts up. Bling Hydra gathering. Going to turn back onto this set of rocks, and the Bio Army of Bunny continues to join up in the center. Siege and Vipers will turn around, Parasitic Bomb onto the Medevac, so they're going to try and split away. One Liberator goes down. Still just poking its way through that depot. There's a Nidus network into the main base, and Marauder will get to that Nidus. A siege tank as well. Pulling back over the left-hand side. A couple of creep teamers going down. Lurkers burrowing. Hydra setting up. On the bottom right, we've got a good chunk of Zerglings making their way across as well here, so let's start coming straight over with this as the Bio Army gathers. Liberator sieges. It's another run by though, and once more Rogue is just going to be into this mineral line and wreaking absolute havoc. It's actually not going to be that bad, but it just keeps some reinforcements back, and every second that passes, Rogue gets to me a better and better setup. Right, adrenal glands +3 missiles. Further upgrades he's going to be leading on. Lurker goes down, the other Lurkers burrow up. Duck to get that siege tank as well. This is going to be a grab, this is going to be another grab. Catcher going to be taking a lot of shots. This one's just going to straight up die as well, so it's another nice, easy pick-off. Top left. Gonna get this base too. I mean, nice couple of moments from Bunny, getting rid of some bases. He starts to be able to win fights though, and I'm terrified for the fact we're still not on Ghost. This is not even Liberators in the sky any longer. It's Marine Marauder again. And that just isn't gonna cut it in the grand scheme of things here. Snyder's is going up in the main base, it seems. That's okay. 2 tanks in position, so it's gonna be alright. The Lurker's getting over on the top, and once that is in place, you already see the SCVs having to come off mining, and that's an issue as well. More Lurkers arriving, more army cutting through the center of the gold base, get sieged up, and Bunny, like I say, he's been running around ragged, and he doesn't even really have the proper tech he needs to fight this army when a fight does happen. That truly is the long-term issue that we are going to be facing. Fire steps up, more Lurkers going down. Oh, Lurkers doing okay for themselves considering this Bio's low HP. Obviously, they chunked through a bunch of it, but at the end of the day, this is still a Terran army that needs to then do more than just survive for a few more moments. And surviving these next few moments is looking less and less likely. GG gets called. Rogue is going to take game number 1 of this best-of-3 series. This qualifying match will be in Rogue's favor as we look to see if our first... Oh, we are yet to actually see a Terran qualify. They're not having a good time just yet, which is not ideal. Not ideal. Boom, 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 boom. Alright guys, couple of moments. Just gonna run some ads. This does help support the stream and hence the tournament, so we appreciate you sitting through these ads for a moment or two. Thank you very much. It's gonna be El Dorado for map 2, but we'll give it a moment for the ads to play, so you're not gonna miss too much of those early minutes of the game. Boom, boom, da-da, boom. Just making sure the ad time content is not so exciting that people feel bad for missing out on it, you know, guys. Please do not tell the people watching ads right now all the fun they're missing out on, because we're getting wild over here. We're getting wild. All right, let's get started. Get it started. Last match of the day. Winner of this is qualified alongside Classic, alongside Zhao and Shin, who qualified through Qualifier 1. We have 2 more qualifiers this weekend. Tomorrow and Sunday we'll have qualifiers on both days. So make sure you drop by and hang around for that. Should be a bunch of fun. In the bottom right corner, we are going to have ourselves the red Terran player. This is Bunny. And he's taking on the blue Zerg. Up a game in the bottom left-hand side, it's Rogue. Whoa, 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 whoa. Couple SCVs returning some minerals to the command center. Couple SCVs jumping onto the refinery. Overlord getting through into the center. Away we go. We'll just see how Overlord continue to come about. We'll be heading down. The SCV coming over and get settled here. And Overlord, a couple queens continue to come about for the moment. As he comes across, just going to see the couple lings move into the main, onto the natural. Marine is going to come under fire already. Just going to see that Marine going down. The SCV here going to get shot at, nibbled, and killed. Another SCV pulling back into the main base. Reactor still coming through. The factory coming up. Factory is going to finish, and the Hellion comes about. A couple lings still coming over. Once again, a good scout in here, so you see the third command center, so you know what's going on. Here is Rogue very early. Nice to know. Again, Ling's still chasing about, SCV's moving through, Marines and a Hellion coming across, and that couple of Lings will end up dropping, so they will fall. And the Rotron is coming up on the side of Rogue, so we get that started. The hatchery and the drones continue to get set. This early game is very peaceful, right? Nothing really out of the ordinary. A little bit of scouting. Obviously, we've seen a Reaper dead, which allows the Lings to get across the map and scout so much. Obviously, takes away your potential scouting info on Roach attacks, but I don't think Rogue's going to commit too heavily. I mean, he doesn't have too much gas banked as the Rotron finishes. And Bunny's building a Banshee anyway, so he should be fairly safe. Like the last game, the Roaches came. It was pretty unprepared, but only unprepared in terms of information and knowing it was happening. The Banshees naturally deal with it, and it turns out to be okay. And it becomes not much of a problem. That's not where Bunny lost that last game, not in the slightest. Full Queen's going through and firing across. Shots onto the Hellion. Evolution Chamber, drones, Roaches coming up as well, so we continue to bring that by for now. Hellion sits on the watchtower, and we'll just have a Banshee coming up, a couple of barracks and engineering base coming online. This Banshee pops, Bunny going to pull that over to the natural. And a couple of Queens sit to the top side, Lair and drones still producing as well. Two more barracks and engineering base all coming up. One stim, everything coming through. The extra couple of barracks are very much so on their way in here as well. The missile and carapace upgrades building. So we are going to go missile upgrades once more, so nothing too crazy in that regard. And Lair about to finish, the extra drones coming up. Plus one stim, very much so building across. So Bunny's showing us where he wants to get to, all those upgrades. Do we see something as aggressive as last game? Do we go up to 8 racks, or does he just prep for a 4th command center this time around? And more missiles continuing through. The Roach Tree coming up, 11 drones. Hydra Den, Infestation Pit. Continuing to build. Stimpack is going to finish from Bunny. Obviously taking shots. A few other Marines are going to show up. They're going to stim. And obviously taking damage again. Actually a nice shutdown, so no overseer falls. And Bunny just stepping out, getting ready to defend his third base location. Adding an armory ready for 2-2. Obviously, even if you add on extra racks now, you're going to see much better upgrades than what we saw last time around. Marines going to get up top. A couple of medevacs coming over. Group teamers are going to finish, and we stim right on in. There we go. We got a few roaches still stepping up as well, and Marines will just load straight back into those medevacs. No messing around there. Load up one more time. Medevacs get chased away. I'm about to finish, and we do again have the upgrade still very much so coming online. A couple of Vipers coming about, the Lurker coming over. Shadow comes about, the changes are moving through. Banshee still firing away at the Roach. So keeping an eye on any Roach aggression. I mean, Rogue just gets to go straight up into the Lurkers this game, so no issue at all in that regard. Just getting to go straight through with that. Roach continues to take some damage. Marine is there to knock it down as well. And now we've got Marine, Tank, Medevac stepping into the center. Your teamers will fall. War Council is already coming about. The Spore Crawler firing. The Medevac's taking hits. And the 2-2 upgrades coming in through on the Evolution Chambers for Rogue will be nice eventually. The tank's trying to get sieged. The Lurkers start to get burrowed. I just don't think we don't have enough. I mean, we have tanks to help against the Lurkers right now. That's okay. But with Vipers out, the tank's already going to get abducted in. So the hatchery falls. Continue to move through, just seeing the Marines still coming around, Roach and Hydra still moving across. Gonna step up, that's actually going to take damage again, so Hatchery will fall on the top side and a Viper abduct. Take that second Viper abduct. 2 tanks going down immediately. The rest is Bioforce getting up and around the top. A couple of creep teamers will fall. Circling's dropping. And this Marine Medevac force still just pressing forward. Reinforcements coming. It's so difficult though because you're constantly pushing into these Lurkers, which is such a difficulty right now. Into the forward 4th base, so we're just going to be able to go after some of our SCVs. Parasite bomb going off. Both those medevacs have to split back already. Just step through. The couple Lurkers going down. Hydras and Lurkers very much so still joined together. And the extra Hydras come about. The Vipers coming online. No glance coming through for the moment as we still have an army. Bunny just stepping up. Stepping into play. A couple of Lurker shots going to fire. The tanks will get sieged. Wonder if Bunny should be dropping his main. The Spore Crawlers say no, they will not let that happen. Yeah, but Rogue knows that that's obviously a pretty good play in general, because he's so focused on a positional-based army defensively. And the last thing he wants to do is get drawn out of position, so he over-defends the main base Spore Crawler rise. Could you run past these spores and drop in still? Yes, you probably could. But there's also a much lower chance of escaping at that point too, because if you fly in through spores, you're still going to have to likely, fly out through the same spores. And that just becomes very difficult. Get some lurker shots right there. Nidus into the main base, so Rogue going to start attacking at the same time, again making this game get hectic and busy. One of the things Rogue's been very good at lately, and there's not currently any movement toward that Nidus network, I believe, on Bunny's side. So Nidus goes up. This is a big problem. What's going to spawn out of it? Straight into lurkers. And we have nothing that really deals with lurkers right now. Liberator's on the way up. I guess we're going to rely on those. It's not ideal, though. It's a slow process. And these lurkers can still kite back a couple of times over still. Guessing the kite back right now not going to end up anywhere. We still need a scan. Meanwhile, fight happening over here is... And he also has Lings just on his third base, so SCVs are just being hounded. The Liberators still not had a scan to give them a way to fight this, and Bunny's supply is plummeting down to 120. Finally a scan, finally a cleanup from the lurkers, but Bunny just getting too drawn around the map. He's being forced to be too busy in too many places. He barely lifts the third CC to keep that alive as well. And Rogue is powering through, looking amazing right now here in this second game. Orbital is just burning, by the way, and we need to get some SCVs, and they are going to arrive. Bunny's supply really struggles following that. 44 SCVs left. His army is okay, but it's very much so that it's just okay, and it's already a tech army of Rogue. Like, if this was a game where Rogue didn't have the lurkers, I'd be like, okay, that we've got a chance still, because Bunny can make things happen with the army. His army right now is not designed to deal with a lurker count that is as high as Rogue's, and that's going to be the issue here. He's just not going to be able to resolve that anytime soon, I don't think. Moves into the middle. All Liberators will get abducted, so they don't do anything. The Blinding Clouds are great on the siege tanks. The Hydra's on their own trying to fight. It's not the prettiest, maybe. There's a bunch of units that could have also helped fight, but we are going to get through everything that Bunny's pushing with. GG gets called, and that will do it for the qualifier, as Rogue will take the 2-0, advancing himself into the WardiTV Spring Championship. Excited to see Rogue in those group stages, because I think that's going to be a whole lot of fun. He is playing genuinely some really great StarCraft 2 right now. Super excited for Rogue to join us in the Spring Championship. Alrighty, guys, that's it for us today in terms of StarCrafty stuff, in terms of the stream. As I'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow we have another qualifier, exactly the same as today, just Qualifier 3 instead of Qualifier 2. So another qualifier tomorrow, another 2 players into the Spring Championship, building towards that starting up in full next week. So look forward to that. And yeah, I appreciate you guys tuning in and dropping by today. Don't really have anything else to add or say. I'll run some ads on the outro. They help support the stream. If you guys have been enjoying the stream as well, you can subscribe, support, like, etc. Follow. All of the things help us to keep on doing more StarCraft 2. And yeah, thank you so much for coming in and joining us today, guys. I appreciate you all, because the viewership has actually been very good for these. Yeah, the viewership has actually been very good for us for just doing qualifiers. So I really appreciate that. It gets me super excited for the for the actual main event to start up for us next week. So super excited for that. Thank you so much once again, guys. I'll see you all tomorrow for the next qualifier. Set of ads on the outro. Find someone to host and raid so you guys can enjoy more StarCraft 2. And again, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow.